We have many different approaches to avoiding waste and minimising waste here at the preschool. I think the first thing is that if we are buying anything, we try and buy locally and ethically. So we're thinking about where our products are made, how far they need to travel to get here, what they are made of and who has made them. The next thing that we do is that we reuse items. So we take everyday items and we think creatively about how to use them in children's play. So we're talking about things like containers and cups and tyres and pipes and plastics that we can collect, and then we use them in creative ways with children. A big part of sending children to preschool is packing lunch boxes, and we talk to parents about how to do that sustainably. We often have lots of lunch boxes here to show the parents what a sustainable container might look like, and we talk about the types of waste to avoid in a lunchbox, so plastic wrap and individual packed items. And we know that that's not always easy, and we acknowledge that with our parents, but we really talk about why it's important, and we talk about how we're trying to reduce the amount of waste that comes into our preschool. We're also very conscious of excess food, so waste food. We have strategies here at preschool to address that. So we have pets, we have chickens and we have guinea pigs and we have a worm farm, and we can manage some of that excess food and that waste that we find we get sometimes. But we also ask parents to think carefully about not packing an abundance of food and contributing to food wastage. We talk about things like plastic bags. So this year we've decided that we will become plastic bag free. We let parents know that we actually don't use plastic bags here, and we talk about if they've got alternatives at home, and if not, we have those products here. We give families options. We have things like wet bags that they might be able to have at home already, or that they can purchase for a really small cost here from us. And they keep those in their children's school bags so that when children are changing through the day, those dirty clothes aren't soiling their bag and they're safe in a wet bag and not a plastic bag. We also expand our thinking about play and how we can play sustainably. And we like open-ended creative resources that children can play with. So things like tyres and pipes, wooden boxes and planks, and some things that might usually go to waste. So in our local community, we have businesses that can donate some of that excess product that they may have, that they would generally throw away, that would go to waste. We can actually reuse it here and encourage children to play really creatively and to think critically about how they can engage with these resources. And sometimes these open-ended items and these loose parts actually create more opportunities for children in their play than if we were to buy a piece of equipment that was very specific and for a specific use. Here at the preschool, we're very fortunate that we have a creative space. So we have an art room, and we had a lot of materials and resources for the children to engage with, to play with and create with. But what we also have learned is that some of those creative processes produce a lot of waste. So we find that at the end of each day, we may have an excess amount of paint that hasn't been used, and rather than just washing that down the sink and washing that away into our waterways, we take a little bit of extra time to use the paper that cannot be used again, and to use the paint that's in excess. And the children and some of our staff will create wrapping paper. So we're just spreading paint across paper and letting it dry. Then we're able to fold that up and have that accessible to families to use as wrapping paper for gifts, to take home and to use as they would usually use something that they would purchase So we're trying very hard to reduce the amount of waste that they're producing and reusing our everyday items.